Hey everyone, I'm the Pixel Pathfinder, and up until now, my goal has been to help you find great new indie games to play. That's going to change a little bit in 2025. We'll talk about that here in just a minute. I just want to say happy holidays, and I hope you have a great new year. This video is mainly for me to point back to and say, look, I talked about the change. And it's also there for those of you who are supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. That support, that engagement, it goes a long way. I just want to make sure I take the time to say thank you. What am I talking about in this video? Well, basically, some things are going to change for the Pixel Pathfinder in 2025. Nothing I would say is too crazy significant, but significant enough that I wanted to communicate it. I've got two kind of critiques for the channel at this point. The first is that there's been a lack of consistency in terms of content, cadence, and different things like that for a variety of reasons. Some of that's come down to IRL stuff that's happened over the past couple of years that's out of my control, that prevented me from making content or making it at the cadence that I wanted to make it at. Some of that's come down to things that's just personal accountability, lack of motivation, things like that on my end. And I think a lot of those issues have to line up with my second critique of the channel, and that's that the Pixel Pathfinder doesn't really match me in 2024 going into 2025. When I first started this channel, things were a lot different in my life compared to they are now, and at this point things just don't really sync up, and so I think there needs to be a course correction. As I started to think about this, I started to look at other content creators that have been established for a longer period of time in kind of the same space. And I noticed that they tend to go one of two different directions. On the one hand, you've got content creators like Splattercat, who's somebody who plays a game and then just goes to the next one, next one, next one, next one, next one. Splattercat was a big inspiration for me and the channel when I started it. That's what I wanted to do, was just play a bunch of different indie games and showcase them to people in case they found them interesting and fun looking as well. Also on that side, you've got content creators like Best Indie Games, where they don't even do gameplay. They're more focused on awareness and making lists to kind of tell you what indie games are out there, so you can just kind of go check them out for yourself. And when I started the Pixel Pathfinder, that's kind of the stuff that I wanted to do. My biggest motivation was to play a bunch of different indie games, showcase them for people, be able to share them with my friends, share them with people that tuned in, and just kind of showcase them. And in my own way, help those developers that were creating the games that I loved and enjoyed. At the same time, I also wanted to kind of get myself to play the games that I had more often. And I attempted that through like some Let's Plays, but I wasn't really sure if that was a thing that I should do or wanted to do. I didn't commit to it, and eventually I just kind of dropped it. On the other side, you've got content creators that at some point, they get enough of a following, and then they kind of niche down. And instead of covering all indie games from all genres, they kind of have a lane, and they stay in that lane. And occasionally they take a detour when there's like a really exciting game that comes out that's not in their lane, you know, like the Hades, the Pal Worlds, the Helldivers, stuff like that. Where like even if they're a cozy gamer, they might go play Pal World or Hades because it's just tiers above like what we're used to getting in indie games. And the more I thought about the channel and where I'm at in 2024 going into 2025, the more I felt like what I needed to do and what fit the best for me and what I want out of a channel and what I think I can provide as a content creator on YouTube is going down that second path of kind of taking all this scope and bringing it down to a lane that I'm in, and then taking detours every now and again here or there. So that's what I plan to do with the channel in 2025. I plan to pick a lane to kind of niche down into a few genres and to create content primarily for those genres. When I say create content, I'm still going to be making demo impression videos. I'm still going to be doing previews. I'm still going to be doing, top 5 lists for the month. I'm still going to be doing, top lists of the year, that kind of stuff. But I'm also going to create content for the games that I hit that I really like. I'm not just going to hit them one time and then move on to the next game and the next game and the next game. I'm going to hit them and then go, I'm really liking this. So, hey, we're going to have more videos on this game. And the reality is that the only way I feel you can really do that, it's 2 ways. One, you are such a big content creator that people watch you for you, and it doesn't matter what you play, which is light years away from anything I think I'll achieve. Or it's because you niche down into a genre, so people expect that from you. For example, if you're the cozy gamer, people know they're going to see a variety of cozy games on your channel. But when they see the 6th episode of Stardew Valley, it's not a big deal because they're at your channel for cozy games, right? So that's what I think is realistic for me, is to be able to niche down and people come to the channel and they know, hey, okay, this is the guy who plays these things. He checked out this game and now we're seeing content for it because he really likes it. And you know what? I like it too because I like this genre. So it's something that I want to watch as well. So that's really what I think I need to do in 2025. So what genres am I going to niche down into? This should be pretty obvious to anyone who's been following the channel or anyone who watched my Steam replay video, all like 12 of you, I think. But I'm going to niche down into basically, if you want to put a big umbrella over it, turn-based strategy games. But a big emphasis is going to be on games that have elements of party or hero customization, games that have a lot of build customization, games that have drafting mechanics, and roguelikes. Okay, so those are all things that I'm really into. So that kind of brings us into turn-based strategy games, tactics games, card battlers, deck builders, roguelike games, auto battlers. Like all that kind of stuff falls into this bucket. And then occasionally I know I'll end up playing some things that are outside of that bucket just because they catch my eye or they're so big that it just makes sense to play those things. So I'm going to niche down into this lane moving into 2025, but still create content. Again, we'll be doing previews, we'll be doing demos, we'll be doing all that stuff. But in addition, when I hit a game or when I pull one out of my backlog that I've really been wanting to play, you're going to see content for that game coming out as well. And that's basically the plan for 2025. Now, my intention with this is I'm hoping that sometime within the first month or 2 of the year, I'll be able to do a 30-day challenge where I'll put out a video every single day for 30 days to kind of like help with this transition, give people a better picture of what it is they can expect from the channel moving forward into the year, and let them know whether or not, they want to stay subscribed to the Pixel Pathfinder, or if they're not subscribed, if they want to subscribe now. I got to kind of see how things pan out with my new job coming up. I got to check in with the wife and just make sure there's nothing that we're expecting that, might get in the way of that. But if all that clears, then that's kind of my intention. And you're going to see this type of content start popping up on the channel in the very, very near future. So this is my video just letting you know about the change, what's going to be happening in the future. And I'd like to hear from you in the comment section below. What do you think? What do you imagine this is going to be like? Do you think this is a positive shift, a negative shift? Sound off in the comments and let me know. Again, I want to wish you happy holidays, a happy new year. And I just want to thank you for your time in watching this video. And I'll see you on the next one.